Welcome to Learn the Sword. Number 5 kata is a real good kata. Everybody likes 5. And that's the one with the 3 enemies in front. And the reason why everybody likes it is you start off on a Jodan Hasso and you come in and you make 3 big, huge, full cuts. And everybody likes going through the forest, swinging down and cutting down as they go. It feels nice. It is one of the more fluid katas for the beginning student who wants to perfect something. So if you can perfect 5, later you can start understanding how full cuts are done. As a general rule though, you go, well, how do I get the sword from my left side over your head? There's a couple of ways we can do it. One way is that we step forward and bring the sword in front of us into our triangle, and then as we're bringing our left foot forward into a Hasso position, basically we just sort of walk right into it. Watch it again. If I'm here like this and my sword is here, let's just bring it up here so you can see a little easier. I'm going to take my sword and I'm going to lift it up like that, as you well know. But I'm going to walk underneath it because I don't want to give any real estate. I want to take as much real estate as I can and still keep my opponent at bay. So what I'm going to do is, and I'll over-exaggerate it a tad, is when I go into number 5 and I walk into it with my right foot just a tad and my left foot goes into it into Jodan. And see how I walked into it? Watch it again. And there. And bring it out. So that's very important. Let's work on that. 1 for the right, 2 for the left. And bring it back, reverse engineer it. So let's practice this together. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And if you just start working your own numbers, you can see that you just go right into it, bring it back, and move right into it, and then come back. Now, you might make a few mistakes with your stances and your feet and a few movements, but after you've practiced this for a while, it should be a really nice walking stance. So, if I'm here now, and 1, 2, I walked right into it. I'm supple, I'm underneath the sword, and now all I have to do is after I set up into this Hasso position, and you can see where my hand is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift up the sword in the second part, come up, focus with my hands, grab and stay in my parameters. You can see the sword is basically parallel to the ground at this time, and I make my first cut. As you can see that the sword is still parallel to the ground. I'm going to bring it around on this side, it's parallel to the ground. I'm going to come forward, parallel, bring it up parallel, you bring it down parallel, and then go back to a center stance. So if we're working on the side a little bit, at this time in your training where you don't have a good focal point, watch all the parallels. And walk into it, and up, parallel, parallel, up, parallel, parallel, up, parallel, parallel, center stance. So start practicing that over and over again. Because a lot of times when we practice the katas, we practice starting at kata 1 and we go through 8. We might practice kata 1 30 times, but we only go to 8 3 times. What the best way we can do as far as practical application is, go to kata, for example, 5, and just practice that. And practice something that just doesn't feel smooth. So I'm up here like this, and I set into it. And I come on back. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, if this feels difficult, or it just feels funny, or you just don't feel like your posture is looking good enough, all you need to do is send me a short 20-second video on your iPhone, send it over to our Dropbox or just email it at shihanabbott@hotmail.com. That's my private email, so everything will come to me directly. So what I'd like you to do is just send me that little information. I'll take a look at it and I'll go, oh, adjust this, adjust that, make sure that's in, that's nice. And after you practice it again for a while, you won't form any bad habits. And that's one of the main things I want to talk about is this daily series is to help you interact more with the instructor so you don't get bad habits.